Hello everyone, today let's take a look at QP23, another relatively simple brain teaser. We just have two ropes, each of which takes 1 hour to burn. So how do you use these two ropes to measure out 45 minutes, right? And there's going to be no consistency guarantee within sub-intervals of the rope. For example, 1/60 of the rope is not guaranteed to burn in 1 minute. Essentially, if we have two of these 1 hour long ropes, meaning that when we light it on one side, right, the time that it takes to burn through the whole rope is going to take exactly 1 hour. And this non-consistency guarantee means that in order to measure out 45 minutes, we can't just basically cut this rope right here and then we have 3/4 of a rope which we will burn, right, and that'll take 45 minutes, right? It doesn't work like that. So if we're trying to measure out 45 minutes, which is a length shorter than the entire time to burn the rope, right, how do we do it without cutting? This is kind of the thinking out of the box part right here. Basically, if you notice, you can just light both sides of the rope on fire and then an hour-long rope will turn into a 30-minute rope, right? Because even though there's no consistency guarantee, if you light both ends, right, that's still going to imply that the length of the rope will be halved, or the time to burn will be halved. So if I light both sides of this first rope on fire, I can measure out 30 minutes right here, right? So now that I know that I can burn that one in 30 minutes, now the question becomes, after 30 minutes, I still need to measure 15 more minutes, right? So how do I transform this hour-long rope into measuring 15 minutes? And this rope right here only has 2 ends, so we can't light it in 4 different places and expect it to burn in 15 minutes. But now we have this extra measuring tool, right? We have this 30-minute rope up here, so how can we use that? Well, basically now what we can do is light one end of this hour-long rope on fire, right, and let both ends of the first hour-long rope on fire so that it is a 30-minute rope. And then if we do all those events simultaneously, right, 30 minutes will be elapsed, and at the point that this rope fully burns up, we'll know that we've measured 30 minutes. So right at that point, when this one right here is gone, we know that this one will have burned for 30 minutes exactly, right? So now we're going to have 30 minutes left in this rope right here, right? And now right at that point where the first rope runs out, now we're going to have 30 minutes left on the second rope, and in that case, we can just light both ends of it on fire, and now it's going to become 15-minute rope, right? And now in that case, we'll have measured out 45 minutes. So essentially the solution to this problem is just one, we're going to light both ends of rope 1 on fire, right? And at the same time that we do that, we're also going to light one end of rope 2 on fire. So that's going to be step 1, and even though rope 1 has no consistency guarantee, if we light both ends on fire, it's going to burn in 30 minutes. So step 2, we wait for rope 1 to completely burn up. That's going to take 30 minutes of total elapsed time. And exactly at that point, rope 2 will have burned for 30 minutes. And at that point right there, when rope 1 is gone, we're going to light the other end of rope 2 on fire, which will have the remaining time left for rope 2, of which there will be 30 minutes because it's already burned for 30 minutes, right? So step 3, we light the other end of rope 2 on fire, and then we wait for that to burn out, and that will take another 15 minutes. And in that case, we'll have measured out 30 minutes plus 15 minutes, which is equal to 45 minutes. So that's how you solve this problem. So really just the key insight here is that lighting both ends of this rope on fire, even though there's no consistency guarantee, it will have the time to burn the rope.